Hello students, today we are going to discuss a very important topic in environmental studies, that is sustainable development. Okay? Now what is this word term sustainable? See, this terminology has two words. One word is sustainable and the other word is development. Now what is development to you? Development means growth, development means progress. Okay? So when we talk of development, generally we have two types of views for development. One is the ecocentric view and one is the anthropocentric view. So in the anthropocentric view of development means the old in which we are only keeping the human needs and concerns in the center stage, only aspiring for the well-being of human beings and undermining the ecological principles. So that type of development is the conventional form of development, which is a short-term development in the long run. Okay. So on the contrary, we have the sustainable development, which is a long-term development, and in which we are also advocating for the principles of ecology. We are also advocating for the principles of environment. And here our approach has been converted from anthropocentric to ecocentric. Ecocentric means in the center of all our affairs, all our activities, all our planning, we are keeping the wellness, the concerns, not only for human beings but for other creatures on planet Earth also, for ecology and for environment. So what is sustainable development? Sustainable development is of course, when we talk of development, we cannot undermine economy, okay, because development to some extent, and I would say to a greater extent, means economic development also, because without economy you cannot even live for one day. So it implies economic growth, but together with what? Together with concern for environment, together with the protection of environment qualities. So when both we are talking of both, that is environment plus development, that is the concept of sustainable development. That is the environment and development both should go hand in hand. They should not be anti, otherwise these both environment well-being and only development, they both are anti to each other. If you will advocate for environment policies and principles, you have to do away with development, and if you will only think about development, then certainly you have to do away with certain concepts of environment. But what is the need of the hour? The need of the hour is a balance between both the approaches of environment, ecology as well as development. So that is what sustainable development is all about. So economic growth together with the protection of environment quality, in which both are part of each other, okay, both should go hand in hand. So sustainable development, you can say we have to maintain a balance between the human needs to improve our lifestyle, feeling of well-being, and at the same time we should also think about the natural resources, that we should not do misuse of any natural resource. There should not be any type of over exploitation of any natural resource or any ecosystems, because everything, not only our present generations here who are here right now, but the future generations will also depend on those natural resources and those ecosystems. So that is the concept of sustainable development. Now when we talk of sustainable development, there are three main indicators of sustainable development, or three main circles of sustainability. And what these three dimensions are? These three dimensions are economy, environment or ecology, and society. That is, when we talk of sustainable development, we have to keep in mind that all these three criteria, all these three indicators should show well-being, should show progress. That is economical well-being, there should be environmental and ecological well-being, as well as the social well-being. Only then that activity or that policy or that way of doing any work or a lifestyle can be called as sustainable. So we have you can say in the next figure we have this diagram here, and there are three interlocking patterns you can see: social circle, economic and environment. Okay, so social and economic, it should be equitable sharing of the resources, okay, and it has to be viable, feasible and also bearable. Okay, so all these dimensions have to be taken care of if you want to talk about sustainable development. So the triangle of environment conservation should be there, is a part of this sustainable development. Economic growth is a part of sustainable development, and also the social dimensions. All the three have to be taken care of in sustainable development. Okay. So that is why these are known as 3 pillars of sustainability. Now there are certain indicators that how we can know that whether we are going in sustainable direction or not, whether the populations and the countries are moving in the sustainable manner or not. Then we have certain indicators for that. Okay, and some of the indicators I have listed here, like we have GNH, that is the gross national happiness, HDI, human development index, EF, ecological footprint, and HPI, happy planet index. So let us take them, what these indicators are. Gross national happiness, how happy the you can say the citizens are in that particular country, in that particular area. Okay, now how the citizens will be happy? They will be happy by virtue of equitable and sustainable socio-economic development. If the socio-economic development is occurring in an equitable manner, in a sustainable manner, then everyone will feel a share in that developmental process. Only then the people will feel happy. So gross national happiness also rises because of the preservation and promotion of cultural values. If they are able to prevent the cultural values, if they are able to conserve their natural environment around themselves, and also good governance also plays a very crucial part in promoting gross national happiness, because if everything is fine, economic development is also going very good, social equity is also there in that particular country, cultural values are also good, and natural environment is also being taken care of, but politically there is quite instability. Okay, then also the people will not be happy, the gross national happiness will not be there. So establishment of good governance is also part of the gross national happiness. Then we have another indicator, another indicator is the Human Development Index, HDI. So Human Development Index, that what is the HDI of that country? Okay, on the studied countries, how much ratings we have. So there are 3 basic dimensions of human development. Okay, that how developed the human beings are, if they have the life expectancy is more. If the life expectancy of the people living in that country is more, that is, they are having long and not long life but also healthy life. Long life as well as healthy life. And long and healthy life again by virtue of different, then there will be different things are there. We should have good quality of water, we should have good quality of food, there should be no adulteration in any form in spices or foods, and then we should have good medical facilities also there. Okay, only then the citizens they can enjoy, and good forest cover should be there, good you can say policy should be there, agriculture based policies, so then they can have a long and healthy life. So it is measured by life expectancy at the birth. So life expectancy, generally we find that life expectancy is very high for the developed countries, and it falls for the developing countries and very low for the poor countries. So these differences arise because of the degree of stress which the citizens have to face in a developing country and more stress in the poor countries. So their life expectancy also drops. Then what type of knowledge they have? Okay, knowledge base, their literacy rate. Okay, and nowadays of course the computer knowledge is also required. Okay, only because of that this you can say these online and these all things are possible nowadays. So knowledge, how much knowledgeable the citizens are there in that country, and what is their standard of living, what is their lifestyle. So all that speaks about the Human Development Index of that particular country. Then we have another important criteria for the sustainable development is ecological footprint. Now what is ecological footprint? Now ecological footprint, you can just say it is a larger dimension of your habitat. Larger dimension of your habitat, if habitat is your area where you are living and you are performing your day-to-day activities, then of any species, then ecological footprint means the larger dimension. Now what can be the larger dimension at present? In this global scenario, when everything has become a global village, everything is in our hands. Just at the click of the mouse you can order anything, and you from any country. Okay, you have so many online portals from where you can buy the things. Even if you have not visited that state, you can buy a thing from that state. So all these things, and lot of ICT has advanced over the period of time, that is the information and communication technology. So all these things have increased the ecological footprint of each and every person on planet Earth. irrespective of his status, irrespective of his economic status, irrespective of his social status. The ecological footprint of each and every person has increased over the years. Yes, you can say if ecological footprint has increased, that means we all are enjoying very good lifestyle. Of course, that is true. If our ecological footprint is there, then lifestyle is very good. Okay, but when we talk of environmental principles, somewhere the environmental principles, the ecological principles, the ecological well-being is being compromised to make room for that lifestyle. So that is ecological footprint, means the human consumption of natural resources. Okay, the consumption is more, but the Earth's ecological capacity to regenerate them is less, and that is what is happening nowadays. Consumption, over consumerism is there all around. You can see yourselves in wherever you are living, in whichever town and city, or even if no longer we have very true models of village. Okay, villages are also, there's a transition between villages and towns nowadays, everywhere. So the human consumption is more of the resources, but the regeneration is less. So because of this factor, what is increasing, the ecological footprint is bound to increase, and it is increasing day by day. And this is a very crucial thing for ecologists also, for environmentalists also, that we have to rethink our lifestyle patterns, remodel our lifestyle patterns, so the ecological footprint can be brought down a little. Okay, so this is also one of the indicator which shows sustainable development. If too high ecological footprint means the development, economically development may be there, socially everyone may be feeling happy, but ecologically you are not faring well. So then ecological footprint has to be minimized. And another criteria is the Happy Planet Index. Now this is not for any country, but here we are talking of for the entire planet. Happy planet, how happy your planet is. Planet, we have only one planet as of now where we can live. Okay, that is the planet Earth, our mother Earth. And Happy Planet Index means it is the index of human well-being and environmental impacts. Okay, so what is the GDP of different countries, and what is the Human Development Index, and all that will be taken into account to get an idea about the Happy Planet Index. Okay, so these are not in totality all the indicators, but some of the important indicators which can tell you that whether your living patterns, your lifestyle patterns, your thinking patterns, okay, are moving in sustainable direction or not. And then we can do some you can say, we can make some checklist of our activities, and we can also rectify some of the activities which are not faring well in the concept of sustainable development. Okay, so that's all for today. And students, I am giving you an activity also. What you will do is, you are going to make a list of your activities for a week. Just observe yourself. You don't have to go outside. You just observe yourself for 1 week, and just write an activity, what all you are doing from getting up in the morning till you go to bed at night. Just write your different activities, and take account of your ecological footprint, that how much resources you are using, or you are misusing, or you are exploiting different resources. Okay, they may be food resources, they may be energy resources. So, and also not only taken into account, but also try to rectify it a little bit. That would be my suggestion, my humble request to you all, because that is a part of environmental ethics also, that we should be do something, we should think positively for environment concerns, for the well-being of environment. So once you know that you are overusing or using some particular resource, then also try to rectify yourself a little bit. Okay, so that's all for today, and thank you for joining.